Hey guys, I'm going to try to give you a quick overview of this ice fishing jigger that I built. Try to keep it pretty short and sweet for you. I know I don't love watching 19-minute videos on how to build something, so I'm not going to go super into depth on how exactly I built it, but just really give you the main components and let your engineering take over. So obviously the main arm is a piece of PVC. You can get local hardware store, Home Depot. You can see the action of it and how much this rod has action. You can also see the tip of my pole bent over, and I'll show you a little how that works in a moment. There's a lot of things I added that you don't necessarily need to get a jigging motion or action. One of those is kind of the bent over fishing pole, or the quick set is what I call it. You can also see a bolt hanging off the end of that. That's really just for weight to emulate what a heavy jig might be, which in the water it's probably not going to be swinging or swaying or that heavy. On top, you're going to see a solar panel. Really all that's for is to help charge the battery that's inside. Again, you don't need that if you have a little trickle charger. What I have inside is a lawnmower battery. Inside, you're also going to see a windshield wiper motor, and that's what's giving us the motion. And then this little component right here is going to be a speed controller. You can prop this up with a stick, an arm, whatever you find at home if you want the solar panels facing the sun. On the outside, this is a speed controller. Type in speed controller on Amazon, you're gonna find that pretty cheap, like 10 bucks. I decided to add a little USB port for phones, electronic baits, what have you. Long story short, you get this action out of the windshield wiper motion, and how that works, it's just a rotating pivot arm. So I drilled through with a spade bit, poked the pivot arm of the windshield wiper motor out, and you can see this rotation. You do not need this pulley right here. I found this at a hardware store and I put it on a track just to maintain a consistent track. This right here comes with the arm if you buy it on Amazon, and the post that's on it you can likely get by with, and it will move this PVC up and down. There's actually another gentleman on YouTube that you might see in the same search that built something very similar, so he kind of helped me, and some of my ideas here I of course improvised. At one point I tried in the center kind of a star-like shape to give this some different motion and different action. This really gives me the biggest up and down motion. I'm really going to be using this for lake trout and attracting kokanee salmon. So right here you have your regular pivot arm. You might need to, of course, adjust back and forth your length and spacing. If I was to do anything over again, I would probably buy a metal ammo box or any kind of box. I went with an ammo box because it has a handle and it's all self-contained and pretty durable. Again, you see this flashy paint. All that is for or it's just reflective tape, but if I want to hit it with a flashlight or in the sun, I can see if it's still working and functioning fine. Same with the flags on the line. So I'm going to pause this and show you how this works as far as the quick set and quick release. So all it is a leader line. It's attached right to the base. You want this moving with the arm, otherwise it's going to set itself when you don't want it to. Basically, it's just a leader that's ran right to the end of the pole. So if I show you here exactly how this goes on, you have your line out of the end of your pole, and I run it through this little V. So as it's ran through there, I have get it focused for you. Basically, it's a little metal wire. You can use a coat hanger and bend it to where your swivel hook's up there, and you have something going through the eyelet of your fishing pole. That dark gooky stuff is basically a JB weld that I just held the wires together and also through the rod. And then your line runs through some sort of a V shape. You can adjust it however you want. But how this works, I'll run it for you a couple times. Basically, I'll manually pull it and you'll see the hook set, and then it pulls itself up. And then I'll show you in fast motion, trying to hook this up one-handed, and I apologize for my lack of filming. All right. So again, right through there, I'll run the fishing line through the tip of this there. And if I just drop that weight and emulate a fish hitting it, you'll see the full motion of the hook set. There we you go, drop it, and the hook sets. So that is very similar to kind of what a jaw jacker might do, but it's built into one. If all you want's a jigging motion, you don't need the fancy hookup. You can just put your jig on there and then just watch it and see if you have a fish tugging on your line. I just wanted to have it set. That way I know, very similar to a tip up, that I might have a fish on. I hope this is helpful, and I hope it was short enough that you can get a good idea how you might want to build yours. Like I said, I added a bunch of little extra stuff that you might not need. 3 main components, buy some sort of a rod holder. I used a windshield wiper motor. There's another couple guys that have used what's called a stepper motor, where you can adjust this right here to move in different increments. To be honest, I'm not that smart and didn't have the time. So I added just a little bump or a nipple to add a little action to my jig. And your main component here, and three compartments, your battery or your power source, however you choose, some sort of motor control, and that's really it. I hope this is helpful, and good luck.